Hello viewers, welcome to my channel. I'm Hasham Ali Khan. So now in this video I'm explaining the 11th problem. Already 10 problems I have completed on incomplete records. Now see the 11th problem carefully, but before that I expect my viewers to have a printout of the problems which are given in the link under my description. So always before start watching any problem you must have the problems on hand. Now take a screenshot of the solution of 11th problem, then I'll explain all the points in detail. Come on, see the 11th problem. Myra opened a shop on 1st Jan 2020. Myra is the sole trader and she has opened a shop on 1st Jan. She provided the following trading information. Gross margin is 40%. Gross margin means the percentage of gross profit on sales. So always, again I'm repeating, always keep ready a notebook beside you when you watch the video. I'm explaining a number of points which are very important, so you should write it down there itself. The gross profit margin means percentage of gross profit on sales. Percentage of gross profit on sales. Here gross margin is given 40%. That means gross profit is 40% of sales. Then purchase price $70 per unit. Carriage inward $2 per unit. When we purchase the goods, we are paying to the supplier $70. But to bring the goods to our business, we are incurring carriage inward of $2. So actually our cost per unit is not 70 but 72. Carriage inward will be added to the purchase price. Then inventory, end of the year. The end of the year is 31st December 2020. On 31st December 2020, inventory was 130 units at 31st December. So closing at the end of the year, 130 units are there in the inventory. Required. Calculate the cost of Myra's inventory at 31st December 2020. First question. It is asking you to calculate the value of inventory on 31st December 2020. See, the value of inventory on 31st December 2020. First question. The cost per unit. The cost per unit means the purchase price as well as carriage inward. The purchase price $70 per unit and carriage inward $2. So $72 is the cost per unit. So how many units are remaining unsold on 31st December? It is given 130 units. 130 units are remaining unsold on 31st December. Number of units 130. The value of inventory is 130 units into $72. The cost per unit is $72. The value of inventory is 9,360. First question completed. What is the value of inventory on 31st December? 9,360. Now next paragraph. Myra has not kept a full set of accounting records but provided the following information. That means she is having incomplete records. So what information she has given? All sales were made on cash terms. That means there are no credit sales. All cash sales. The sales for the first year were first 2 months 10,800 each month. Then for the next 8 months $12,000 each month. And for the last 2 months, $16,200 each month. So here the sales are not uniform throughout the year. First 2 months, every month $10,200. So first we calculate how much are the total sales for the whole year. The first 2 months, the monthly sales are $10,200. The first month 10,200, second month 10,200. The first 2 months 10,800 and 10,800. So 2 into 10,800, 21,600 is the sale of the first 2 months. Next 8 months, the sales are 12,000 each month. Every month $12,000. How many months? 8 months. So 8 into 12,000, $96,000. Last 2 months, the sales are 16,200 per month. So how many months? 2 months. So 2 months into 16,200, 32,400. Add up the total, 1,50,000 of the total sales for the year. Total sales for the year that we have calculated. Now it is asking you to calculate the profit. During the year, Myra purchased 1,400 units. Carriage was paid on these units. The carriage is $2. The cost price will be 70 plus to $72, right? Then Myra took goods from the business during the year ended 31st December. No record was kept of these drawings. The sole trader, Myra, she has taken some goods from the business for her personal use, but no record has been made of drawings. And how much goods she has taken, not given in the problem. We have to find out. We have to find out what is the value of the drawings. Then prepare Myra's income statement trading section for the year ended 31st December 2020. Finally, it is asking you to make the income statement. Here, this is the income statement trading section. Trading section means only up to gross profit we have to find out. For the year ended 31st December. Sales revenue. Sales revenue, just now we have calculated 1,50,000. From sales revenue, we deduct cost of sales. Opening inventory. We don't have any opening inventory because it's a new business started on 1st January 2020. So before 1st January 2020, there was no business. That means there is no opening inventory. Then purchases. How many units have been purchased? It is given in the problem. 1,400 units are purchased. Each unit purchase price $70. So purchase 1,400 units into $70, 98,000. Apart from that, carriage inward is paid $2 per unit. So 1,400 units into 2, that is 2,800. This is the carriage inward. Add up 98 plus 2,000, 1,800. From this, we deduct the goods taken for own use, that is drawings. Actually, drawings are not given in the problem. We have to find out drawings. So less goods taken for personal use, balancing figure. This we will calculate. Then less closing inventory already given. Already we have calculated 9360. This is the closing inventory. And lastly, gross profit margin. Gross profit, I'll just rub this one so that you can easily understand. Now, see, this much information is given in the problem. Sales, we have calculated. Purchases, we have calculated, no problem at all. Closing inventory, we have calculated. And gross profit margin is given 40% of sales. It is given in the problem. Sales are how much? 1,50,000. And gross profit is 40%. So calculate 1,50,000 into 40 by 100. Into 40 by 100. So you will get 1 lakh, how much? 1,50,000 into 40%. 1,50,000 into 40%. It comes to 60,000. The gross profit is 60,000. Now see here. From 1,50,000, if the amount is withdrawn, cost of sales, then you will get 60,000. So how much will be the cost of sales? 1,50,000 minus 60,000. You will get 90,000. 1,50,000 minus 60,000, you will get 90,000. Because 60,000 we have calculated. So 1,50,000 minus 60,000, you will get 90,000 is the cost of sales. 90,000 is the cost of sales. Now here closing inventory, we have deducted. We have deducted closing inventory, we got 90,000. So before deducting 9,360, you add up 90,000 plus 9,360, 99,360. Right? Now you can confirm 99,360 minus 9,360, you will get 90,000. I am going reverse back. So finally I want how much is the value of the goods taken for personal use, drawings. This is the balancing figure we need. See, 1,800,000 minus 99,360. 1,800,000 minus 99,360, you can see. 1,800,000 minus 99,360. You are getting 1,440. So 1440, this is the balancing figure, or it is the goods taken by the owner for personal use. That is not given in the problem. We have calculated from reverse back. Sales we have calculated, purchases easily we have calculated, closing inventory we have calculated, gross profit margin 40% of sales, that is given in the problem. So 40% of 1,50,000, 60,000. So 150 minus 60, you will get 90,000. 90,000 is the cost of sales. And here closing inventory we have deducted 3,960. We have deducted. Now we add up 90,000 plus 9,360, you will get 99,360. Now you can confirm 99,360 minus 9,360, you will get 90,000. Now we have to find out this balancing figure. So 1,08,000 minus 99,360 will get 1,440. Now you can confirm 1,08,000 minus 1,440, you will get 99,360. Minus 9,360, you will get 90,000. 1,50,000 minus 90,000, 60,000. That's it. This is the income statement of Myra. Now, next paragraph. Myra has been too busy to keep a full set of accounting records. However, she is now considering using double entry bookkeeping for her business. Presently, Myra is not keeping any complete system of bookkeeping. Now she is thinking, Myra is thinking that we should keep complete system of accounting. Now, advise Myra on whether or not she should start to keep full set of accounting records. Justify your answer with 2 advantages and 2 disadvantages. The theory it is asking, just Myra, presently she is not keeping complete system of bookkeeping. Now she is thinking to keep the complete set of books of accounts. Now we should tell Myra what are the advantages and what are the disadvantages of keeping the complete system of bookkeeping. Now first we will take advantages. It is asking 2 advantages, but for the sake of knowledge I am taking more than 2 advantages. The first, Myra would have all the necessary figures of balance of individual ledger accounts. First of all, by keeping complete system of bookkeeping, Myra can be able to maintain all the account balances. All the account balances Myra can be able to have if she keep complete set of accounting. Secondly, if the business grows, it will be more difficult to prepare financial statements from incomplete records. Already we know, if a business is having incomplete records, it will be highly difficult, very difficult to prepare the financial statements. When financial statements cannot be prepared, we cannot know the income or financial position. So we suggest to Myra to keep the complete set of accounting, because by keeping complete set of books of accounts, we can be able to prepare the financial statements accurately. Next one, detailed reports would be available for future reference, because the business has to make the planning for the future. The future planning can be done effectively, efficiently if we have the complete set of accounts. More accurate comparison year on year with other businesses. Nowadays, a business has to compare its own performance with other business performance, and also the business has to compare its own performance from the last year to the current year. The business wants to evaluate whether we are performing much better than other businesses or our performance is bad compared to other business. Similarly, by comparing our own performance from last year to current year, had we developed or not? To find out that, we must have the complete set of accounts. More detailed, informed decision making will be possible. Another advantage is, the business success depends on decision making, and decision making requires information. So if Myra maintains complete accounting system, then more good information, valuable information will be provided, and by using that valuable information, Myra can be able to take very good decisions. Then the government may require adequate accounting records. Nowadays, a business has to submit a number of information to the government. The government requires that the business must maintain complete set of accounts. The government will not accept incomplete records. So that is the advantage. Like income tax or GST, so many taxes are there, so many compliances are there. So government expects that the business must have complete recording system. Then if Myra wishes to sell the business, a potential buyer may wish to see the complete accounting records. Suppose if the sole trader wants to sell the business, the potential buyer will buy only by seeing the financial records. If it is beneficial for them, then only the potential buyer will buy the business. So if Myra does not keep complete set of books of accounts, then she will find it difficult to sell the business in future. Then lenders can be provided with adequate information. Nowadays business depends on banks, on financial institutions to get the funds. But bankers and financial institutions will provide the funds only if the business is having complete set of accounts. If the business tell to the banker that we are having incomplete set, no lender will come forward to lend the funds. Then the possibility of fraud may be eliminated. If incomplete records are maintained, then what will happen? There is more chance of fraud, misappropriation, theft. All these can be eliminated or minimized. These are all the advantages. It is asking only 2, but I have given here 6 to 7 advantages I have explained. If you remember only 2 also, that will be sufficient in examination. Now disadvantages. What are the disadvantages? Myra's financial statements cannot be prepared from incomplete record. First disadvantage of keeping incomplete records. She cannot be able to prepare the financial statements. Then Myra may be so busy that she will not have time on bookkeeping. That means the sole trader may be so busy, she does not have the time to keep the bookkeeping. Thirdly, it may take time for Myra to learn double entry system of bookkeeping. Accounting is a science. It has to be learned. The person has to learn the principles of accounting. Then only complete set of accounting can be maintained. Lastly, if Myra pays a bookkeeper to write up the account, the cost of this will reduce the profit. That means if a bookkeeper is appointed to maintain the accounts, salaries should be paid to the bookkeeper. When salary is paid to the bookkeeper, the expenses will increase, leading to reduction in the profit. So these are some of the disadvantages. But again I repeat, advantages far exceed than disadvantages. Disadvantages are only few, but advantages are many of keeping complete set of bookkeeping. That's it. So this is the complete explanation. C point over. Now D point you can see. Place a tick in the correct column to indicate to Myra the book of prime entry in which each of the following should be recorded. Here only a tick has to be passed. We have to place only a tick in which book of original entry the transaction will be recorded. Transactions are given 1, 2, 3. 3 transactions are given. It is asking you to place a tick in which book of original entry the transaction comes. The book of original entries are: cash book is a book of original entry, purchase journal, purchase return journal. 3 books of original entries are specified. Now we have to decide a transaction will fall in which book of original entry. Discount received from a supplier for prompt payment. When discount is received or discount is allowed, it will be recorded in the cash book. Already you might have studied about 3-column cash book. In 3-column cash book, we have 3 columns on debit side, 3 columns on credit side. The debit side 3 columns are discount, bank, cash. The credit column, discount, bank, cash. So debit side is discount allowed to customers. Credit side, discount received from suppliers. So any discount allowed or discount received will be recorded in the cash book. So here discount received from a supplier for prompt payment, it will be recorded in the cash book. That's it. Second one, credit note received from a supplier. The supplier will issue the credit note to the buyer. Suppose I am the supplier, you are my customer, buyer. So when you return back the goods, sales return, I will issue a credit note. The supplier will issue a credit note. Now by using the supplier's credit note, the buyer will record in purchase return journal. Purchase return journal. Carefully you listen. The credit note will be issued by the supplier, and on the basis of that credit note, the buyer will record in the purchase journal. I have given the example. I am the seller, supplier, and you are the buyer. I sold the goods to you. Afterwards, some goods you have returned back to me. So it's a sales return to me and purchase return to you. So on getting the sales return, I'll raise an invoice called credit note. Raise an invoice called credit note, and this credit note I'll send it to the buyer. The buyer will record that in his purchase return journal. So here purchase return journal, I'm putting a tick. Last one, direct debit paid to a supplier. Direct debit means the instruction given to the banker to pay an amount to the supplier. For example, I am having a bank account. I have to pay to a supplier. Suppose you are the supplier. You have supplied the goods to me on credit. Now I have to make the payment. So instead of directly making the payment, I instruct my banker to make the payment to you. So banker is making the payment to you. When the banker makes the payment, I will record in the cash book, because we have 3-column cash book: discount, cash, bank. The bank column is their debit side, bank column is their credit side in the cash book. So when we give the instruction to the banker for direct debit, we record in the cash book. That's it. Completed. D point 1. Now last and final E point. Complete the table by placing a tick. Again, tick we have to place in the correct column to indicate, Myra, the accounting objective which is described in each statement. The objectives of accounting are comparability, relevance, and reliability. These are all the objectives of accounting. Accounting should be comparable. Accounting should be relevant. Accounting should be reliable. These are the objectives. Now, each statement we have to see which objective is fulfilled. First, Myra's financial statement should be free from significant errors. Free from significant errors. That means it should be reliable. If the accounts are having errors, it is unreliable. The accounts are unreliable. So if the accounts are free from errors, the accounts are reliable. So reliability will put the tick. Secondly, Myra's financial statements should be provided in time to her to use them when making decisions about her shop. So the accounting information should be provided on time. Then only it will have some relevance. Otherwise, if the information is provided after taking the decision, what is the use? So information of accounting should be provided when it is required. Then only it will have the relevance. Otherwise, it is irrelevant. So this statement will apply for the objective of relevance. So I'll put it under relevance. That's it. So this is the end of problem number 11. One more problem, 12th problem will be the last and final problem on incomplete records. That I'll take up inshallah in the next